So my ideology or my mindset is around how can you build uh, a small uh, community of true fans that are going to uh, support you, like and comment on everything that you post, uh, subscribe to your newsletter, and buy your products. And I
Right.
know this might be against the popular belief, or against what everyone else is promoting nowadays on Twitter. But this is truly a reality. I mean, I've looked up around actually, and I've found a number of accounts, and I've talked to a number of people who actually don't have hundreds of thousands of followers or 50,000 followers, but they're making a ton of money because basically what they did was build a community of fans that are absolutely interested in everything they want to offer. And this is the methodology that I'm trying to build. I'm trying to create a guide or a course that is going to help others focus on attracting and converting fans rather than you know gathering or having a magnificent amount of followers that don't really care about you or your ideas or what you put out there.
Exactly. And I think that goes in what I'm starting to see a lot out there too with like newsletters, and people want to get these quick numbers and want to say that they have tens of thousands of subscribers and all these things, and majority of their lead into getting those subscribers to their newsletter is giving away things for free. Oh, if you subscribe, you get this. And one thing that I feel like people lose touch with at that point is that you're not getting people to subscribe for the content. You're giving them that thing for free, and then they're just leaving. They're not getting any, they don't care about anything. They came for that thing and they're gone. They're not going to probably read a lot of your stuff. They're going to unsubscribe quicker. And I think that's where a lot of the stuff, even that I'm seeing on Twitter, is like, a lot of these giveaways and all of these things. And I've only seen maybe a few that were so value packed that I was like, wow, this person should have been charging for this. But then you see some of these people doing these giveaways just for numbers, just to pump up those numbers. It's almost like you might as well just pay for ads and just run ads on Twitter versus like doing those giveaways, because it's cheap to me. In all honesty, it's a little bit on the cheap side to me, and I'm not a big fan of it. And again, to each his own. Everybody could do their own thing, and I'm not gonna knock anybody. But to me, it just doesn't stand with how I want to build things going forward. And I've held back on a lot of the things that I've seen people do out there just because it doesn't feel authentic to myself. It doesn't feel authentic to my person, to my brand. Maybe at some point it changes, and maybe at some point it doesn't. It doesn't matter. But I think that that authenticity portion of it, especially nowadays, I mean, we're still so early on in this like personal brand audience building phase that I think a lot of people that are starting now, they say, "Oh, you're this much ahead of me," or whatever else it is. It's like anything else. There's always an abundance of information out there. There's always an abundance of audience. People can follow more than one person. Not everyone that follows me is not going to follow you. They can follow, you know what I mean? And I think the authenticity thing is like I'm starting to see that get diluted a little bit. I'd love to know your thoughts on that, and the things that I guess in that course that you want to build or that you're planning on building. How do you see, switching it from a numbers game over to like an authenticity and like a genuine sort of audience? Like what is that thing that ticks in your brain that you see, somebody with that's making $10,000, $20,000 a month with 10,000 followers versus somebody with 100,000 followers that's not making maybe any money or doesn't have a true audience?
Well, I mean, I think Zlatko, it's all about the depth and the authenticity, which two extremely important things that actually you see with all these people who have magnificent number of followers that you know lack these two things. And actually, if you want to look if you want to look at the top creators, uh, you know, on Twitter, you would really see that one, they have they have a belief that they stand for. They have a story. They have an enemy that they are fighting against, and for years these people have been, chasing after the same, um, or repeating the same message over and over and over. I mean, talk about, someone like Dickie Bush, who have actually, built an empire under ship 30 for 30, and basically all what he's talking about is writing online. How
Yep.
can you write online? I mean, I know you took the course, so
Hmm.
actually I could ask you, like, why 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 did you take the ship 30 for 30 course?
Well, there was actually there was a couple of reasons. The primary reason was I've always had this sort of thought in the back of my head with so I've been in the online game. I started as a project manager, building e-commerce stores, building my own agents, like all these other things, right? Starting e-commerce business, like all of these things. I've been doing that since about 2011, roughly 2010, 2011. And I've had all of this information, this sort of knowledge and data and thoughts and ideas and everything sort of in my brain. It's never made it on a piece of paper. It's never made it into a Google Doc because I had major imposter syndrome. Like I never thought I knew enough. I never thought that I was, I always thought you had to be an expert in something or whatever that might be. And it was last year of April, so exactly about 12 months right now, that I something just came to me and said, I just need to start writing. And I needed something, I needed almost that extra push to get me to that. I knew what I needed, but I didn't have an outlet to like give me like almost like a prompt. Give me something to start the cycle of writing online. And I always kept seeing Ship 30 popping up on Twitter, whether it was somebody, that I knew or I was following or whatever. I used to see Ship 30. I'm like, what the fuck is this Ship 30 thing? I went and no joke. And I saw it and I saw the cost of it and I saw I kind of did maybe 10 minutes of research. I went through and looked at some of the comments. I looked at Dickie Bush's content and everything like that. And I said, there's something here. Like, I don't know what it is, but if all of this goes to waste and this is a complete scam, let it be a scam. But they got me. Like, props to you guys for selling such a fantastic scam. And no joke, Sohaib, as soon as I joined that community when that first onboarding email came in, they give you access to their internal like circle portal and all these other things. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed. Like I needed a process. I needed something to ease me into that. And what else is easier than writing 100 or 250 word essays that are, essays scared the shit out of me because I hated school and I never wanted to write an essay. But when I saw that and I saw what people were writing about and kind of how they go through the process, I was like, this is what I needed to unlock me. So one, it was the social proof that was out there. So that was great because I was looking for it. And then the second part of it was the setup of the course. It was done really, really well. Like you can tell that these guys put, work into it and made sure it was organized. And the third of it is the price was easy. It wasn't $5,000 where I had to sit there and scratch my head and be like, do I really want to spend? It was like $400. And I was like, if for 30 days, if I spend $400 and this kicks off a new habit for me, which I know I need, I'm all in. And I'm literally, no joke, I'm taking the course for the fourth time because I'm part of the captain's table, which is like their second tier of that whole program. I'm taking the course again because my goal here is not just to go and take it again and write again and all this other. Yes, it's part of that, but it's also content and things change online constantly. And for me, I'm always, it's like, I put it this way. If you're going to the gym and you need something to kick you off, you go get a trainer to show you a few things. Oh, you got to lift like this, you got to do these exercises, you do this. Okay, then you go out on your own and you're like, I can do this, I can go to the gym every day and do these exercises. And then at some point you feel like, okay, I need a new like level of exercising. Almost, I need to like ramp my game up a little bit. Okay, let's go see what they've got now in the course again this time. Oh, there's a few new things I learned this time. It's like watching the same movie 5 times. You always pick up something new. You always hear something different. You always can phrase something very differently. And I'm taking the course again because now that there's like the new AI technology side of things, there's so many things going on. My brain is now almost like, okay, let's go again. Let's try to now do more reps. Let's try to do, more storytelling stuff, more this, more that. So it's just exercising that muscle. So long
But
long story short, that's pretty much the reason why I joined ship